arriving on the 20th of April right after midnight, 12:12 a.m. Eastern. The 19th of April arriving on 11:12 p.m. Central, 10:12 p.m. Mountain, 9:12 Pacific. It's considered the hybrid, a rare hybrid solar eclipse by space.com, visible from parts of the Pacific and Indian Ocean region. She won't be visible in the United States, however, boo-hoo. She will be seen in Western Australia, Eastern Indonesia, beginning late in the evening on the 19th and ending early morning on the 20th. The following day. So for my Australian and Indonesian listeners, take a pic and show us your night sky in the comments. Please do. So coming in at the radical degree, the 29th degree, the angle of integrity and reality, the critical energy, activating a gateway to a new paradigm, a new reality.
Inshallah and Ashe, finally. The divine will's blessings, you 300 plus magical, energetic beings. I was going to say I don't know what I was going to say. So we're going to hit the 400 plus this month. I sure hope so. Gratitude. Share the excitement with your friends and other like-minded virtual musers. Either way, Ashe, and thank you for joining me. The I am trending energy is one of a slow dance, taking a pause, balancing the waters, the treading waters, finding those peaceful waters, a calm space, a place, the path of least resistance. If you can imagine in your mind's eye a spring runoff of water, is it calm and bubbling? Is it a slow flow, or is it like going galactic fast? But with that, turn on the notification bell, hit that white rabbit, like do it right now. It's the only way that we or I can make certain that this algorithm, this otherworldly energetic algorithm, will give you the nutritional quotient that your heart deserves, heartfelt, the value quotient, the optimistic venue, the love quotient in vitality. So while we're waiting for people to hop on, join us live, listen to the replay, tune in the afternoon, or whatever timeline you happen to be on. We are wading in the comforts of water, the buoyancy of water, of who we are. Who am I out into the future? Our future selves, or who have we always been, but then we got kind of dusty as time-space moved forward. So fire, the being sun, reflects upon the water, the yin water. So as our feelings are percolating, the fire is warming those waters. So allowing our feelings to shed light, filling into the options, the opportunities, the endless possibility for where do we belong? What does our future belong? Or where do we belong in our future life? What does not belong in our future? So how many of you are listening that are going into an entire different career, a career haul? Like you are literally shedding skin of a career that you have had for 20, 30 years, and now you are literally closing the door, shutting down the chapter, closing the book to that, for example. So does that feel heavy, or is the weight lifted? You feel relived, relieving a sensation, knowing that you are at peace, inner peace. So our heart, our main curator, is longing for balance in these thread lines, counting on our actions to create the atmosphere, the choreography. So really asking ourselves, am I ready to receive and open up and accept the future that the universe is actually urging me towards, comforting me in the comforts? So today we are heartfelt, feeling this, accepting that we are not the story that we were born to, if that makes sense. So my name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. YouTube, where you're tuning in, or my Musing with Tanya D podcast, or any of my other little choreographies. But my Musing with Tanya D podcast, the season of Aries. So with the root and the sacral, the I am, the hearing sister, our throat center, all collaborating today, the who am I is percolating within this cosmic brew, is getting escalated. Our future self, what does my future self belong? Who is my tribe? What is my vibe? So subtle energies are really bubbling and percolating. It's the joy molecules. It's the Merlin effect. But before I go any further, once again, let's give a shout out to the village, my growing village. My tribe is excelling. All the new peeps entering the community, the Cosmic Brew, new subscribers. I just like to give a voice of validation. I think acknowledgement is part of accessing and actualizing what's becoming, right? So new friends and guests, welcome to the show. My intention is to really hit those 400 peeps by month's end. So of course, if you don't mind sharing with like-minded musers, and of course, again, all of you that have been on my journey since the beginning, it really does take a village, a tribe. It authentically does. So gratitude and blessings to you and for you. Thanks for tuning in and joining in. And those that do tune in later, watch the replay on your own timeline in this multiverse. And just remember a comment if you do feel like you need a message for your day or to take you into the weekend. Sharing is just another way of authentically paying it forward. Gratitude. It's like sending out the frequency waves of gratitude, blessings received out into the multiverse, and then they come back. So it's a give and a take. You can also find me on TikTok, which I just remembered I don't have the link for that, but no worries there. Remember, I am your otherworldly shamanic reflecting assistant. You are truly your own healer, but sometimes we have energetic hiccups. We go through some trivial pursuits and we need an otherworldly life coach assistant, a conversationalist to really listen to us, myself included, by the way, to really get us out of our own magical way so our light shines even brighter. There's no dimming of our light. And the daily snippet, what's this all about? Well, I like to bring in the planets, the cosmic insights, doing their cosmic dance, if you will. And by design, I do follow the lunar energies, the moon, through the seasons and the gates of human design, being a reflector. And I do have another gate activated today, so I'm going to kind of show you that just for your musing pleasure, honestly. Our root channel is emotionally activated along with our throats, so utilizing our voice, our self-expression, along with visions. Third eye, colorful visions, by the way. So feeling the physicality, physical empathy, this is all channeling down into our root center, opening up to accept the scene, a future scene that our heart really resonates with. It's being met with emotional empathy, emotional safety, security, our emotional foundation, feeling it, visions, the imagination pathway, the imaginal pathway, the elementals and the four pillars. I do a mystery guest on Sundays, all about the four pillars, along with the subtle energies and the chakras. We all have these, right? But the channels and the pathways, even the auric fields, which I've been cleansing mine like religiously lately, like just part of my daily ritual. So were you able to feel the pulsation of your solar plexus yesterday? The kind of the hum of it, the tune, the tonality, the seed sounds, toning it energetically. So today you may feel the throat center doing its tonality, spiritual truth, self-expression, just lighting up your throat center, using your voice. Possibly you hear your hearing sister, maybe a guardian or a gatekeeper kind of send you a message, and you know it's not you because it comes in differently. So just opening up the chalice, our voice, and opening up and being open and just being able to accept a direct stream into our heart from these universal streams, personal streams, capitalizing on them. So we're kind of initiating a space and a place of sacred lucidity, sacred space and time within ourselves. So as we may feel often, vulnerable, feeling exposed, naked, that's how we came into the world anyway, or actually seen. So a love bubble, an environment that's peaceful and easy, joy molecules percolating, that is where to be in the sacred space and just feeling into that. There's no need to do the laundry, be in the channel of grace. Anything that may disrupt the force, disrupt your inner peace, needs to literally be put on the shelf for another day. Maybe in the freezer, just an idea. But today is a self-reflecting day where we reflect upon all of our options. What does our future self wish to be and has maybe always mused about, but you've left it kind of in the cobwebs, but that's where your light is. So really opening up our heart, listening to the voices, the guardians, the angels, and all those options there, because the hearing sister is online. So maybe you give yourself a rough draft, an outline of your divine plan, the ones that we were mapping out yesterday on those pathways, and feeling into each feeling a different feeling sensation of your design, your map, peripheral point of view. It really does remind me, I've been watching, of course, Osman online, and they got the maps on the leather. So I've been going through it myself. But just observe, what lights up your heart, or what slims it down, dims its light. Does your heart love it or just kind of like it? Is your heart unsure? Put it on the shelf and just come back to it later at another time. It's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going out there and kind of filling into things. But if you feel any resistance at all or any dimming of your light, we're kind of discerning with our heart and our feelings and innovating where we authentically belong. Your heart knows. So with our chalice being so open, we are in this otherworldly creative dance, this place, especially when it comes to creative solutions. And I am solution driven over problem, like putting money on the problem is not the solution. That's all I got to say. But we already know what the problem is, or, what if we were all solution orientated? That just seems like a better mixture. But today, it's a plan of action that's our ingredients, installing the creativity to really access whatever those ingredients are. It's a blending of abilities in the unseen to create these solutions to the challenges, the forces of adversity, whatever that looks like. So if there isn't an answer, then innovate or create one. Be optimistic, be solution orientated. So we have a full dose of creativity, just opening up the treasure box, producing something new, birthing something. So anything your heart wants to finish, get the download about a project or whatever that looks like, today is the day where you actually hit the goal, you hit the finish line. So really asking yourself, what does light up your heart, and what is your heart able to really embrace about your future life? What's exciting, what's innovating, what's creative? So with that, just a few announcements, of course, and I've got to roll my little scroller here. One day I'll get fabulous at this, I promise. So I will be uploading the new moon solar eclipse musing meditation later today. Exciting times indeed. But we do have the season of the witches, my podcast. Hang on, give me a breath here. Wag the Tail, the Monkey Sock Oracle deck. No, the funny part is, I'm not going to say that out loud, but this is Shannon Grissom. She's the creator of the Sock Monkey Oracles. Be sure to actually tune in. I've been playing with this deck this week. Listen to the creative journey that she went on to create the Sock Monkey Oracle deck. It actually went down during the experience. You can listen on the Musing with Tanya D podcast, tanyad.tv/podcast, Apple, Spotify, etc. All the channels, right? And then I still am doing my mystery guest on Sundays. I'll change this one day, I promise. The 4 pillars. I love doing 4 pillars in the Rising of the Origins, a private community. So if you want to be a mystery guest and have me play with your chart and show you what I see, that's just something I do on a sideline. And then, of course, I do have the Witcher's Way to Manifestation, because we all manifest differently. We all share our light differently. How boring would the world be if we all manifested the same thing? Life wouldn't be fun, but that's really a community, right? Community takes a variety of things. Everybody has a gift and a purpose. So that's where the manifestation comes in. And then we law of attract are equal when we're at this frequency. And we're all unique. So this is kind of the building blocks, or the Legos, if you will. But we got to go to the root. And I do offer cowrie shell divinations and one-on-one support sessions and other things like that. So if you're also in need, been doing a lot of cowrie shell divinations, I should say. And Mongolia for some inspired peeps. But being that I have a connected gate today, let's scroll on down. Sorry, I'm going to disappear. There I go. So this is great. And I go through these gates probably once a month. I have quite a few gates open different weeks. It's actually quite curious, if I don't say so myself. But the 13 is the sounding board. And sometimes I do feel like a sounding board. It's the gate of the listener. And it's been called the sounding board because that's the action it's creating in this container of really being a deep, authentic listener, while at the same time holding the frequency of forgiveness. So it's kind of like holding space and listening with empathy and forgiveness and being a keeper of secrets. And if you know me, I'm kind of really quite authentic at that. I'm the listener, listening to other people's secrets. And it's actually connected to the season or the sign of Aquarius, which Uranus is in Taurus right now. So just being a sounding board and holding space. So I go through this once a month, and I listen completely. And most people actually never listen, right? They really don't hold that key sound, that code seed sound, sorry. And gate 33, this is like the witness. It's privacy. It's contemplation, it's memories, it's being wise, it's contemplating lessons. It's the witness and sharing, it's kind of like diving into the lessons from the past in those memories so we don't repeat them. And we cannot rush our healing. Sometimes like fools rush in. And right now I'm like literally moving. I don't even know what's happening for me, but I'm just allowing and trusting the universe. But healing, it's about not rushing. And often we live in a world, a culture that really pushes us to get over things, move on, whatever that is. And I'm really taking a breath and a pause this time. So together, this is an energy where it's a safe place to breathe and reflect and process, and rebuilding trust within my body, nervous system, my authenticity to my emotions, where I feel seen, heard, and understood. That's the vulnerability. So everybody needs support and people who are willing to really hold that healing space. So that's what this gate does, 13 and 33. So it's just holding that kind of space, being courageous and compassionate, and being able to be who you are. So just simply touching a difficult memory with the slight willingness to heal begins to kind of soften the frequency that maybe we're holding and having tension around it. So that's kind of what's happening for me today, all in the season of Aries. So that kind of gives it a different frequency and flavor. So it really is it's an energy also of solitude and just reflecting on past experiences to keep stories that are trusted, and then really kind of select stories that can contribute to the development of the entire world society. So it's the listener and the privacy. So it kind of reminds me of kind of being a Buddha in a weird way. So that's kind of what's actually happening there. But on the elemental highway, let me take those off. Me and my blind eyes sometimes, right? Boy, said that out loud. But we do have a yang water tiger of a day. And I really love this energy, of course, because I'm a tiger. Go figure. But water is a resource for my own personal day, and the tiger is actually a friend for me, an ally, not a competitor. So it's like, wow, we have lots of yang energy, the yang fire, yang water. That's reflection on the outer world, reflecting. So it's interesting also when we have the heavenly stems all feeding the earthly realm. Yin water on the year is feeding or nourishing the rabbit. The yang fire of the month, the sun, is creating the dragon. Fire creates ash. And the yang water on the day nourishes the tiger. So it's kind of interesting. So our day is actually feeding the tiger. The tiger is feeding the fire. The fire creates the ash. But we don't have mineral or metal. That's what Earth houses, is metal. So that's our missing element, is metal, if you can see that. So this is a very imaginative day, possibly a little philosophical, exploring dreams and ideas, going into the depths of them, the deep waters. So our day is kind of all alone, standing there all alone in sacred space, emotional waters. And the tiger, that's what our day does. So it's taking that imagination, creating something from it. And the fire is wealth. Yang fire is wealth, where we earn from our creativity, being creative. So we kind of have this energy collectively. So the yang earth in storage in the dragon. So we've got power, we've got restrictive power. The dragon controls the yang water, gives it direction. So it's kind of like being told what to do or the course of action to take upon. But the dragon also has a secret creative aspect, and the rabbit too is creativity. So this is shown only in kind of outbursts through our day, those innovative kind of lightning, aha, epiphany kind of strokes, if you will, the element of surprise I've been talking about. So competition is also high because the yin water in storage on the year is an unseen enemy and a seen enemy of competition. So we got this topsy-turvette thing going on. But metal or mineral is a resource for a water person or our water day. We can use metal to prune the tree, make it into something useful. The tiger, mow the grass of the rabbit. And we have a complete nature or good direction, which is the east, which is wealth as well. The winds and lightning comes from the west or the east. So taking our energy away from our day. So nature is absorbing water for sustenance. And yet the heavens, the sun, is melting the snow. So kind of prophetic, something coming that we may not be aware of, something curious. So just be open, be aware, reflect, literally fire reflecting on the water. So just imagine in your mind's eye being on a boat on the waters and the sun reflecting down. So reflection. But metal or minerals, mining, going to the depth of something. Storytelling, communication. So write your story, map it out, write the story of your future life, the grand scheme, your perspective. Whatever's coming in. This is really our story, and often we pick up on the stories outside of us that really aren't by divine design, our gift and purpose. That's usually why we have hiccups. We're living somebody else's story by divine design. I know myself, done it, been there, done that. Okay, so I'm still sticking with the sock monkey oracle. So today I picked up the dance, which is great. It's actually the cover of the book and the box and all the things. But the 12, this is feeling into our heart, left hand on heart, feeling the love of who we are, the love of ourselves, initiating a belief, believing in ourselves, and possibly loving ourselves, feeling the love, learning, understanding the importance of feeling self-love, and always learning, doing this cosmic dance. But the dance, this is actually the cover card, again, like I said, of this oracle deck, which again I find hilarious. This is an invitation to do the dance, to do the cha-cha-cha, the bling-bling-bling, do the dance of the flamingo, the bird dance, whatever dance it is that you do. Pink flamingos, I don't know. But dance, move your body, play the bongos, hit the beat, hit the drum, fly with ease, grace, streams of grace. So when life appears to come to a standstill, remember, nothing is ever at a standstill. There's always something percolating, yin energy underneath the currents. But when it feels like that, it's time to move. It's time to get up. It's time to dance. Move to our own beat. Dance to our own drum. Shake off any negative cosmic debris. Feeling a huge release when we are done, when we are through. So are you ready? Are you already in your groove? Are you dancing already? Maybe the message here is that we are already in our dancing shoes. Maybe we're already resonating in sync. We're in balance. We're in the harmony, the harmonics of life. We're flowing. Maybe you have a kundalini release or an energetic center, a vibing humming. That's kind of what I'm sending out there. I like it when my energetic centers are syncing and vibrating. But the joy molecules, love of ourselves, really does make the dance lighter and brighter. It activates our joy molecules. It activates our cells deep into our bodies, the lymphatic system. And so yeah, it feels great. But for the weekend, of course, I grabbed another card for the weekend. Unload. Can you believe it? So have I been unloading physically? Yes, not with words, but physical things, unloading and moving. But the 42, which is actually curious because it's the energy of today. It's a juxtaposition. So feeling these sensations of where we do belong, we're then navigating the feelings and casting some things out to the sidelines. So just being open this weekend to the doors that are opening for us, the ones that are closing, and kind of just feeling into everything, taking time, taking space, no rush, no fool's gold. Don't let people fear you into buying something or fear you into doing something. Like if you don't do this today, the price goes up, shit like that. It kind of gets overwhelming, and it's quite boring. You don't need it if you feel that way, quite frankly. But if your arms are full, the backpack feels really heavy, it's time to really unload, drop the bag. It appears to be that we have been carrying a ton of heavy lifting lately, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Maybe that's why I'm cleansing out all the auric fields and my energy centers and all the things in my house, physical world too. So if you've been spending time kind of honing in, focusing on something, whether it's a situation, a person, a project, whatever it is, it's time to release. It's time to go to the waters, getting into the flow, getting clear on something, getting even reconciling, forgiving. I do have that gate, by the way, but just deciding to maybe get some help, taking the pressure off of yourself, following through on something, integrity, opening the doors to new opportunities, something that you may not, like the future life opportunity, We're heading into the Jetsons, but just unload it, get rid of it. Find the zone of neutrality, emotional neutrality. So when we're just in a frequency of allowing with no resistance, that's when peace flows. We become relived. We become alive. feeling that inner peace. So this is the overload of emotional energy, maybe emotional integrity, but just know a relief is coming. Maybe we need a sounding board, just saying, the gate, to express our voice, journaling. So it's kind of a message of releasing of all of the things that are no longer of soul service to who we are authentically. So they may have served before, maybe they served their purpose in the past, but they are no longer serving our future purpose. It's like cleaning off the kitchen countertop and throwing away things that you know you're never going to eat, or I don't know, I'm just musing out loud. But I really feel like the energy of today is going to be taken into the weekend, especially with this card. So just opening up our heart to accept a future, a path that really resonates the frequency, the energy, the vibration with the story that we really incarnated with, the one that we're actually born to live. It's our own personal prime directive, our story. So just observe what your heart is authentically being attracted to, vibrating, like sinking in that vibration, those streams, and just opening up our heart and allowing the future to stream in. It's going to be coming in from the other world, quite honestly. Something different, create those innovative kind of hidden solutions, right? So if your future plans involve maybe a relationship, which it often does, so then it's kind of Ted's excellent adventure. It's a moment to make those plans of action together with your own best friend, you know, making it a win-win. But utilize your feelings. Often we don't feel, you know, we disregard our feelings. Our feelings are a great barometer. So just use them to determine what level the two of you belong at. You know, frequency, energy, vibration. Some people are elevating differently, and some are, you know, they're staying in the whirlpool, if you will. But when we discover that aha moment, that eclectic moment of oh my, or, you know, whatever that looks like, your heart's going to open up to receive the abundance, the dance. So where we belong is an ingredient, and poking at us, sometimes paying attention to the poke. So you might have a communication breakdown, water, with the potential to actually teach us where we need some more inner nurturing, emotional kind of nurturing within ourselves, and learning to understand our emotions and working with these thread lines of that emotional field. But our heart is really always is our main choreographer. It's opening and creating a solution that is heart initiated, and being responsible to taking us on a journey to the breakthrough, the magic on the other side. So you may experience an innovative moment, a transformation where you do belong, or a personal role within the collective, escalating the vibration. So anything literally that falls apart, the rug gets ripped out from underneath you, breaks down, that's a message from Goddess Universe. I'm just saying, listen, our hearing sisters online. So just pay attention to the feelings. Our heart is on the highway. It's channeling. So it's kind of channeling us to open up and receive this creative shift, or you might even bump a timeline. I don't know. You might need to kind of level up on your plate, your playing field. But all in all, we are working through our feelings in order to open up, accept, receive a future self. It's kind of topsy-turvetish. The Fae, I always think of the Fae, the topsy-turvets. You know, it's like, what's the option on the table, and feel into the option that really resonates with your own inner frequency, energy, vibration. And observe what feels the best. What feelings no longer belong? What is it that you no longer belong feeling about who you are? So when those feelings stream in, just say, I am connected. Literally, I am connected to the divine, the oneness. I am connected. All that stuff kind of shifts away in the streams. The streams of the least resistance are the streams to stream, showing us the right pathway within these streams. So we're creating this with and for the world. The universe is always working in our favor. It just feels different when you start saying that out loud as well. So just allowing and being in receivership. I would just say I am re-emerging, like coming out of the cocoon to where my true self belongs out into this world. Being in, it's kind of like climbing into your starlight and shining brighter and being authentic to who you are. It's kind of what I'm feeling. But with that, make it a fantastic Friday and take it into the weekend, and I will see you on the other side. Ashe, blessings.
Over 20 years, I kept painting sock monkeys, and I always had this deck in mind, but they went a zillion different directions, the monkeys. I did tons of other things with them. But then during the pandemic, I had 2 one-woman shows close. So I had all the art hung, everything was going. And I'm like, wow, this is a major course correction from the universe. If I'm not supposed to be showing, what am I supposed to be working on if these two doors are slamming? And immediately it was like, sock monkey oracle. And so I just, so I already had the artwork done, but I did the graphic design. And then I'm like, okay, who am I to write the text for this oracle deck? And I heard in my mind's ear, it's not coming from you. Just write. And so it was totally channeled, and it took about a month to get that out. And of course, it took a while to polish it after that. But so that's